Так, передача, да?
The transmission, yes, that's right. What about line two? I should leave it. Yes, leave it as is. It is the left one. Yes, left lower one.
Так, достаешь?
Can you reach it? Let me try. This is EV1.
Спокойно, не спешите, там
Guys,
сейчас все равно
don't
технической
rush.
стабилизации, активности нет.
You know, the stabilization needs to be for 5 minutes, so there is no hurry at all.
Мы не слышали друг друга при отжатый.
So we did not hear each other when it was released. Now we pressed it again, the transmission button. Sergey, so could you please repeat? There was a dropout. We did not hear. So what happened? When we released the transmission button, the connection, the communication between EV1 and 2 uh, disappeared. So as soon as we pressed it, we started hearing each other again. So you pressed it again. Yes, that's right. Copy. Okay, so let's leave this configuration for now. Copy.
This is Mission Control Houston, a view of the Poisk module on the space-facing side of the Russian segment of the International Space Station, which is currently flying from northwest to southeast at an altitude of 259 statute miles over the Northwest Pacific Ocean. Everything on board in great shape. The 5 U.S. OS crew members, U.S. Orbital Segment crew members, Kate Rubins, Mike Hopkins, Victor Glover, Shannon Walker, Soichi Noguchi, the latter four having arrived aboard the Crew Dragon Resilience late Monday night to form a 7-person crew on board the orbital outpost. Everyone in good shape. The 5 USOS crew members currently working inside on a variety of tasks, including utilization, as well as transferring equipment from Resilience over to the International Space Station. Meanwhile, Rubens has completed her work in support of the preparation of the cosmonauts on board Expedition 64 Commander Sergey Ryzhikov and Flight Engineer Sergey Kud-Sverchkov, who are inside the Poisk module conducting a methodical series of tasks on a checklist to depressurize the Poisk, repressurizing it, and then depressurizing it again prior to opening up the spacewalk hatch. And this is the first ever use of Poisk as an airlock. This is the first tentative step in the ultimate decommissioning of the other module on the opposite side of the Russian segment, the Pirs docking compartment that has served both as a docking port and as a spacewalking airlock since it was launched in September of 2001. Pirs next year will be disposed of through the use of a Progress resupply vehicle. Progress will be launched, will dock to Pirs, and then it will be detached from the Earth-facing side of the Russian segment and deorbited to clear the decks for the launching of the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module, a huge 22-ton module, 43 feet in length, 13 and a half feet in diameter, that will be launched on a Proton rocket from the Baikonur Cosmodrome to replace Pirs and serve both as a research laboratory as well as a docking port and an airlock for Russian spacewalks.
5-minute stabilization time is over. KVD valve should be closed manually by you. Sounds good. KVD SM. What position again, Moscow? Closed. KVD SM valve should be closed manually. KVD SM is in the closed position now. Copy, Kate. Now, what about PHO pressure on MV? 599. is the current pressure. Copy, Kate, 599. Okay, start 5-minute timer to monitor the pressure. Copy. Inaudible from EV1.
Sergey 1-2, у вас давление
Sergey 1
по ДСК сколько
and 2, so pressure gauge pressure in your spacesuit.
0,18 первый.
018 for EV1 and 018 for EV2. Great.
на десатурацию, сколько осталось?
And so what about the pre-breeze timer? How much is time is left?
45 секунд.
15 minutes, 45 seconds.
Принято, хорошо.
Copy, that's good.
We are in the very early stages of today's activities that will ultimately lead to Ryzhikov and Kud-Sverchkov floating outside of the Poist airlock to begin their work for the day. Once outside, they have about 5.5 hours of spacewalking tasks to complete, including the replacement of the hardware for a fluid flow regulator that does just what the name suggests, provides the right regulation of fluids to flow through the plumbing of the Zarya module of the International Space Station. The spacewalk occurring 2 days shy of the 22nd anniversary of the launch of Zarya on a Proton rocket from the Baikonur Cosmodrome as the first element of the International Space Station. They then will make their way to disconnect a telemetry antenna called a Transit B antenna that is connected at the interface between the Zvezda service module and the Pirs docking compartment and reconnected to the interface to the Poisk module, the first of many, many steps in the months ahead that will lead to the decommissioning of Pirs as a spacewalking airlock and a docking port for arriving Russian vehicles. They will retrieve a bracket that is housed on the outside of Pirs that contains a series of material science experiments. They'll clean a window on the Zvezda service module and redirect a thruster impingement monitoring unit on the Poisk module, all part of today's spacewalk. Once it begins, the spacewalk not yet underway, it will begin with the initial opening of the hatch to the Poisk module, following this series of activities to test the integrity of Poisk in terms of holding pressure, both through a depressurization and repressurization set of activities.
Кейт, скажите, пожалуйста,
Sergey,
ПХО по моновакуметру.
tell us the current pressure in PHO for the MV. It is 600,
Принято.
so it is 600. We copy.
Кейт, 5 минут
Kate,
контроля прошло. Доложите
5
давление
minutes
по маневакометру.
are down. What's the pressure in PHO per the MV?
Давление ПХО по маневакометру это 601. 601.
And the PHO pressure per MV is 601. 601.
Дальше по моей
Copy.
команде работает.
And please proceed on my go from now on.
Кейт, значит,
Kate,
давление в ПХО 601.
so PHO pressure is 601. So now we open cover the valve, cover the PHO SM, and equalize the pressure between PHO and FGB.
Принято.
Copy.
КВД ПГО СМ.
Cover the PHO SM is in position open.
И по маневакометру
Copy, Kate,
контролируем
and
давление.
please monitor the pressure in PHO per MV and in FGB till the pressures
Давление сейчас
are equalized. So what is the pressure in FGB right now per MV?
Текущее давление это 694.
694 is the current pressure,
Not connected.
ГБ.
and in FGB, unintelligible.
Number 2.
Принято.
Copy.
ФГБ текущее давление по маневакометру это 735.
And in FGB per MV,
Хорошо.
current pressure is 735. Copy. That's good. We copy. 735.
1, 2. У вас какое давление в скафандрах сейчас?
And
По поводу СК?
operator 1 and operator 2, EV1 and EV2.
40 до 17. И осталось 8,40 на дистурацию.
So
Принято.
Давление минус
Хорошо.
1 на 680.
Это хорошо.
just wanted to report that for the first suit, it's 017 and 018, and 682 is the pressure, and the time for the desaturated, for the pre-breathe that we have left is 840. Copy.
Скажи, пожалуйста, еще какое давление в Мими-2?
And what is the, could you come again, what's the pressure in MRM2? 682 is the pressure in MRM2.
You're hearing the interpretation of communications between the flight controllers of the Russian Mission Control Center in Korolyov on the outskirts of Moscow and the two cosmonauts, Sergey Ryzhikov and Sergey Kud-Sverchkov, who are inside the Poisk module, currently pre-breathing pure oxygen as part of the validation of Poisk to be used as an airlock for Russian spacewalks, which it will today for the first time. They conducted a partial depressurization of Poisk, now pre-breathing pure oxygen. They will open up the hatch to Poisk after completing the depressurization down to vacuum a short time from now, inspect the seals around the hatch to make sure that they're in good shape before closing the hatch and doing a partial repressurization prior to depressurizing Poisk for one final time and opening up the hatch to float outside to begin their spacewalk today.
Pressure.
Это 734.
Per MV, 734.
Monitoring pressures inside the Zvezda service module is NASA flight engineer Kate Rubins, who helped the cosmonauts suit up earlier this morning in their Russian Orlan spacesuits. The International Space Station and its 7 occupants flying from northwest to southeast across the Pacific Ocean in an orbit inclined 51.6 degrees to either side of the equator.
to TV.
734.
Это между 7:34 и 7:35.
It's somewhere in between 734 and 735.
И в ФГБ такое же
Okay.
приблизительно, да?
And in FGB, the pressure is approximately the same.
ПГБ, ПГО,
FGB PGO pressure is 734.5.
Принято. Давайте с вами
Copy.
ПГО-СМ переведем в
All right,
положение
let's
электроуправления.
put the KVD valve in electrical control mode. Copy in work.
КВД, ПГО, СМ.
All right, KVD PGO SM is in electrical control mode.
Принято. Хорошо.
Copy. That's good.
Сергей 1, Сергей 2. Мы
Sergey
с контролем
1 and Sergey 2, we are done with the verifying at OPHO leak check and the
для
hatches
обратном шлизовании
are leak tight, and we are ready
ситуацию.
to continue with the pre-breathe.
Осталось 5 минут.
Okay, we understand, and we have 5 minutes left on the timer. Copy.
Сергей,
Sergey,
готовим пока фрагмент.
just wanted to ask you to prepare cue card 6, step 12.
Да, подготовил.
All right, I have it in front of me.
И Сергей 1, Сергей 2. Давайте
And
выполним с вами пункт 12.1.
please, let's put
Исходного положения
12.1 in work.
12.1 можно выполнить.
Only step 12.1 to prep
Проверяем. Пневмокран.
control.
Включена первая
All right, pneumatic valve
регулятор основной.
is off, regulator prime.
Регулятор основной первый.
So we have prime first and second.
Режим основной.
Tanks
Первый основной.
first, prime, and then second.
Фон мешается.
EV2. All right, stand by. We have it as I have it as prime 2. Copy. The pump and the fans for EV1 and EV2 are on.
Основной передатчик.
The transmitter for EV1 is on, and I confirm the same for the EV2.
Респирация. Сброс отсека.
For breathe,
Два опыт. Бленкер открыт.
we have in the valve in position open.
Хорошо.
Okay, we copy. That is good. Let's stand by for the end of the countdown and then proceed per my go. All right, we are standing by for the next 3.5 minutes.
Сергей 1, 2. Количество времени.
Sergey 1 and Sergey 2. How much is on the pre-breathe timer? 1.5 minutes.
Принято.
Copy.
So, Москва завершена.
Moscow, we are done with the pre-breathe,
Счетчик на увеличение.
and the counter started implementing. How copy? We copy. Please prepare step to perform step 12.2 MRM2 depress and
Принято.
ease do it on my go. We copy.
Сергей, можем начинать работать.
Sergey, you can put step 12.2 in work.
Принято.
Copy.
Здесь мы с вами
So
включаем.
here we activate the injectors
Так точно.
in work.
Приступаем, включаем инжектор. Перевел инжектор.
We put the injector in the correct position.
5 минут счетчик пошел.
All right.
Правильно?
And we're standing by for the 5-minute timer.
Ставим давление до.
And we are going down on the pressure till
Значит, после включения инжектора
once
у нас
you
счетчики появились на дисплеях в правом углу на 5 минут.
unintelligible the injector. Did you get the timers that are
4:30.
with a countdown?
29.
Like 29. Well, for me it's not there.
Так, Сергей 2, посмотрите,
Сергей,
должна быть надпись инжектор,
EV2.
ПСС, атмосфера.
You should get the injector like at all 2 BSS
Появилось уже 4:10 осталось.
and then the atmospheres,
Это хорошо.
and then you would have the counter there. So yes, I do have it.
Чувствуемся.
All right, Sergey, open KVD
Давление
SO valve and start depressing MRM2. Till what pressure?
мы будем идти планово до 12 миллиметров.
12 millimeters, that's what we have planned. Please monitor the pressure in the
На фоне сброса. При давлении
module and also in the suit.
по ДСК у каждого 0,35-0,4. И если мы эту проверку пройдем, откроем дальше.
So you would have to have 0.35, 0.34 in the suits and 350. All right, Kevedo is open. Current pressure is 530 and pressure is 3.9 for me as the SO opened at 1445. The current pressure is
480.
480.
Контролируем.
We're monitoring the pressure drop till it gets to 350.
Пока.
035, 034.
This is Mission Control Houston. If you're following along, the pre-breathe of pure oxygen by Ryzhikov and Kud-Sverchkov inside the Poisk module airlock is complete. They have resumed the depressurization of the airlock down to vacuum before opening up the EVA hatch or the spacewalk hatch on the side of Poisk. That's out of the view that you just saw in this downlink video. We are in a handover between satellites on the tracking and data relay satellite system at the moment.
You can open.
Once the hatch is open, they will conduct an inspection of the seals around the hatch to make sure that they are free of any debris before closing the hatch once again and conducting a partial repressurization of Poisk to about 260 millimeters of mercury for a final leak check before they open the hatch one more time, and then we'll float outside to officially begin today's spacewalk that will be marked by a series of tasks, including the repositioning of an antenna from the interface between the Poisk and the Zvezda service module to the Poisk module, the first step in a long series of work that will result in the decommissioning of the Pirs docking compartment as an airlock prior to its disposal next year.
It works. As the 2 valve is open. Current pressure is 270. The sky is stable. And we are going to deactivate the injector in 2 minutes. So What's the counter? 1 minute, 15 seconds.
Принято. Хорошо.
Copy. That's good.
Следующий контроль
The next
около 100 миллиметров
step
в пике.
is when
Приход сообщений
the
на
pressure hits about 100 millimeters, that
10 миллиметров нужно будет БСС переводить в 20
the
ВКД. Такое сообщение должно
BSS Orlan interface unit needs to be put in the correct position.
сообщите, хорошо?
So once you hit that pressure, please let me know. Copy. Will do.
190.
So you would have to put the SO valve in position closed. All right, in 34 seconds.
Принято. Сергей,
Copy.
у тебя
Sergey, second, what's on the count? What's on the timer for you? 26 seconds. All right.
при нулях будем пневмокран переводить.
So once you get 000, you would be putting the pneumatic valve in the position closed.
Проверить фиксированное положение.
Please verify
Индикации на
that
обрезе остекления и по включенному инжектору.
that the injector should be off. All right, counter is at 0. Pressure is 140, and we are putting the injectors in the off position. We are getting correct indications, and current pressure is 125, and we're standing by for the audio signal. And the pressure in the suits for both is 0.38. Copy.
Ждем
That's good.
сообщение о переводе БСС по
And we are standing by
20 миллиметрах.
for your report regarding Orlan interface unit, that the pressure is 20 millimeters, 02 open for EVA. What's the pressure? The current pressure is 100.
Теперь
And we got the warning for both suits. We got the signal for both suits. Correction. All right. And then please be ready to put the BSS Orlan interface unit in position for EVA.
So with the pre-breathe of pure oxygen having been completed and everything checked out by the cosmonauts inside the Poisk airlock, that module's airlock now being depressurized down to vacuum prior to the opening of the hatch, that will mark the official start of the clock for today's spacewalk by Ryzhikov and Kud-Sverchkov.
70 millimeters. Copy. Thank you.
Снижение, просто темп спроса
All right. The delta for pressure drop is slowing down. The current pressure is 50 millimeters.
Хорошо.
Sergey 2,
Ждем 20
we
миллиметров.
copy, and we are standing by when pressure in MRM2 is going to reach 20 millimeters. And then
When you hear the interpretation of the conversation between the Russian mission controllers in Korolyov and the crew inside Poisk, the reference to Sergey 1 is to Expedition 64 Commander Sergey Ryzhikov. Sergey 2 is Kud-Sverchkov.
right, we are at 40 millimeters. We got another signal at 320.
Хорошо, принято. У обоих есть.
We got the signal for both suits. Copy, that's good.
Давление 30.
Pressure is 30.
Принято.
Copy.
Миллиметров давление в отсеке.
Pressure is 20 millimeters, and I am putting Orlan on the Orlan interface unit in O2 open EVA,
Двигаемся дальше по сбросу до
and stand by till you reach 12 millimeters in MRM2 per MV. Copy, and current pressure is 18 millimeters in MRM2 per MV. Copy.
Миллиметров давление.
15 millimeters is the pressure in MRM2.
Сергей, повтори, пожалуйста.
Sergey,
Давление в скафандрах по ОДСК сколько?
so what is the pressure in the suit for ODSK? 0.37
Хорошо.
and 0.38 for me. Okay, that's good.
Давление ВИЗ-2.
Pressure in MRM2 is 14 millimeters.
Давление 12
Copy. Once the pressure goes down to 12 millimeters, please put it as the two valve in position closed, and then as the SODC1 also afterwards. After KSD2, put it also in position closed. Wilco.
Давление в отсеке 12 миллиметров. Закрываю.
And the pressure is 12 millimeters. I am closing
Положение закрыто.
KSD2 is in position closed, and I'm closing KSD-SO
Не горит.
in position closed, and we are getting
Мими-2 по моновакуметру сейчас.
the message, the correct message. And what's the pressure in MRM2 currently? It is 11 millimeters. All right, please put step 13 in work. That's going to be MRM2 final leak check. So please monitor the pressure in MRM2 per MV. Copy. And please start the 5-minute timer. 5-minute timer has been started. That's good. Copy.
The pressure inside the Poisk airlock is approaching vacuum, at which point the hatch will be opened by Ryzhikov and Kud-Sverchkov, the first in a series of procedures that will lead to it being opened for a second time to permit the spacewalk to proceed, all part of the validation of the Poisk module to be used for Russian spacewalk activity to ensure that the seals around the hatch to Poisk are clean and can hold pressure at a variety of different intervals in the depressurization, repressurization procedures.
Сереж, давление
Sergey, what is the current
2 минуты.
pressure in MRM2? 2 minutes have elapsed.
Сейчас займу прежнее положение, чтобы точнее.
Let me get in the original position to make sure I get the clear reading. Okay.
11 миллиметров.
11 millimeters.
Принято 11, хорошо.
Copy 11 millimeters. Good.
Чтобы вы понимали, там после окончания
Just for your information,
контроля герметичности
once the leak checks are complete,
у нас с вами фрагмент, связанный с переходом
we'll
на
switch
автономное питание,
to,
выполняться не будет. Мы
will not
остаемся на
do
электрофальной
the steps
бортовой колодке,
to switch to autonomous power. You'll stay on the umbilicals on using onboard
выходного люка.
power, and
Будете делать.
you will start opening the EV hatch with the RTM guiding you. Okay, copy.
После открытия осмотра я
Once you
возвращаюсь на
open
связь, и мы
EV
с вами
hatch
будем
and
работать
inspect it,
по надуву ПХО до 260
we'll
по проверке
refresh threshold to
герметичности
260
выходного люка.
millimeters, and we'll do the EV hatch leak check.
Принято.
Copy.
Again, the series of steps you're hearing being relayed to the two cosmonauts from the Russian flight controllers in Korolyov, all part of the checkout of the Poisk module's airlock seals, the hatchway out into the vacuum of space. Ryzhikov and Kud-Sverchkov are hooked up inside Poisk to life support systems. They will go on internal Orlan suit power as soon as they are ready to exit the Poisk airlock a short time from now. First, the hatch will be open to Poisk. That will start the clock running on today's spacewalk, the 232nd, in support of space station assembly maintenance and upgrades. They will inspect the seals around the circumference of the hatch before closing the hatch again and conducting a partial repressurization of the Poisk hatch and the airlock to about 260 millimeters of mercury. One final leak check will be performed before they depressurize Poisk again down to vacuum, and then they'll open up the hatch for a second time and float outside to begin today's spacewalking work.
Сергей, у нас
Sergey, 5 minutes are up. What is the current pressure reading? MRM2 pressure is 11 millimeters. Okay, copy. That's good. Leak checks are successful.
Принято.
The pressure monitoring was successful correction, and now you'll proceed with Artem guiding you. Copy.
Да, Артем, слушай.
Artem, go ahead.
приветствую вас.
Hello, guys.
Как настрой?
How are you feeling? All is well?
Хорошо, тогда я сначала пару слов вам.
All right. So
Опять же, повторюсь,
let's
потому
do
что
a
мы
quick
сегодня
check up
работаем
just to
на
review
улице, работаем
the steps.
не спеша.
We'll be working
Главное, безопасно.
outside. Do not
Сильно не
rush.
надо,
There
следите
is
за
no
руками,
need to
чтобы
rush.
они никуда не ушли, не
Move
устали.
your hands
Потому что
and
работа
arms
долгая,
carefully. Make sure that you're not tired because you will be working for a long time.
Может, сил не хватить.
So make sure you work
Принято.
carefully.
Хорошо, тогда
Make sure that you wash
который хочу вас попросить, это
hands. And then first of all,
светильники.
I wanted to ask you to activate the helmet lights and cameras.
Второй светильник исключил.
EV2, the light is on.
Принято.
Copy.
Камера включена второго.
And the camera is on for EV2. This is EV1. The lights and cameras are on. Okay, copy. Lights and cameras on for both.
Так, у меня светодиод не горит. Камера.
And the camera LED is not illuminated. This is TV1. Well, I confirm activation now. Copy.
Тогда следующий момент.
Okay, so the next point, please look around and make sure that everything is tethered and your hooks are secured on the rails.
Второго карабина оба зафиксированы.
This is EV2. I confirm that it is secured.
Принято.
Copy.
Страхован. Первый сейчас перестрахуй свой карабин.
This is EV1. Let me rehook the hook.
Куда это подвинуть? Сейчас, секунду.
Stand by one.
Лучше, наверное, вот здесь, с этой стороны сейчас.
I guess it will be better to come up from that side. It's not really that convenient.
Куда? Так, первый карабин зашифровал.
This is EV hatch. My hook is closed.
На другое место.
Принято.
And I moved it onto a different location. Copy.
Тогда начинаем процедуру по открытию люка.
You're going to start the
Берем
EV hatch opening procedure. Get the hatch tool
переводим флажок
to open the hatch, and please put the hatch tab, in the position, in the operating position. Copy.
Закрытия полностью отведены.
The latches
Принято.
or latch channel is fully deflected. Copy. And let me reposition myself.
Смотрят друг на друга.
The two tabs are facing each other, and I can see that it is in the open position. Something is in the way. Am I bumping against the tether? It's pulling.
With the pre-breathe of pure oxygen complete and the Russian flight controllers happy with what they're seeing in terms of the leak checks on the Poisk module airlock, Ryzhikov and Kud-Sverchkov are checking all of their tools and tethers before they get the go-ahead to open up the hatch that will start the clock running on today's spacewalk.
Yes, I can see.
The International Space Station currently traveling over the South Atlantic, orbiting from southwest to northeast at an altitude of 260 statute miles.
Bottle in the way.
Давай, я вычислю вот так.
Okay, so let's do it like this. Yes, that's excellent.
Ручка флажок в рабочем.
The tab is now in the operating position. Copy.
Устанавливаем ключ.
And you're going to
Выходной вал привода крышки.
install the hatch tool on the hatch drive shaft. It is installed. Copy. And I'm ready now.
И наблюдайте за
We're
роликами.
going to start the rotation, and please monitor the operation of crawlers. Crawlers are engaged. Copy. Copy. All the
С моей стороны,
crawlers on my side
детьми, которые
are visible.
фал намотался
Well, the feather got wrapped around it.
обратно.
So
Не
move it
идет.
back. It's not moving. Okay, stand by.
До щелчка, наверное. Да.
Принято.
So you need to move it until it's quick. Correct.
Перерыв связи.
We had a quick com drop out. We are going to have a com drop out.
Тогда ждем выхода на связь.
Okay, so we're standing by for AOS. Yes, copy, standing by.
Вот сюда уйти. Так вот. О, так-то удобнее.
Okay, that's
Тебе
more convenient.
удобнее значит.
And I'm going to reposition myself so it's more convenient for you as well.
Наши мечты о 30 градусах, по-моему, смешно. Сейчас выглядит смешно.
So now it's sort of funny.
Да, вот мне убрать.
Well, I guess I will try to move my leg somewhere.
Так, надо подлиннее, наверное, сделать фал, да?
Okay, should I lengthen the tether? Yes.
По показаниям связи не должно быть,
Yes,
но связь
we're
еще неустойчива.
supposed to be LOS right now, but we can still talk. The comm is intermittent, so let's wait for 30 seconds. All right.
Хорошо, продолжаем.
All right, you're going to proceed. And could you please pull the handle all the way to hard stop?
Да, и
Copy.
удерживать до полного падения
And
давления.
hold it until the pressure drop begins.
Сейчас, секунду.
Okay, standing by. Okay, one second. Yes. And I can visually see depth. Okay, the pressure is decreasing. Current reading is 5 millimeters. Copy.
Ребят, мы
And
с
please
вами
hold it in that
не видим,
position.
так что
We're
в момент открытия
guys,
люка
we're not
просьба комментировать.
getting the video now, so please provide detailed commentary on the hatch opening. Okay, copy. 4 millimeters.
Принято.
This is the current pressure reading in the module. Copy.
Так, постучал.
Okay, so I
Даже уже меньше.
tapped on it and it's 1 millimeter, actually less than 1 millimeter. Okay, copy. So you're going to open the hatch.
Секунду, Серега, продвигусь.
Stand by. Sure. Let me turn around. Sure.
Был небольшой перерыв в
We
связи.
had a quick LOS. How are you doing, guys?
Одновременно. Да.
Yes.
Повторите, пожалуйста, тут помехи со
Please
связью
repeat
были.
your last. We did not copy. We had intermittent comm. Well, we're opening the hatch.
Готовы к открытию?
Are you ready for hatch opening? Well, the hatch is moving a bit, but it's coming back to its initial position. So we'll try to pull it carefully, both of us. Okay, and Sergey, move to the right, copy,
Ну, насколько можно.
as much as you can.
Достанешь? Не, пока нет.
Can you reach it? No, not yet.
Нет. Чехол. Вот так вот.
Okay, like this.
Поросенок, здесь конус.
All right.
Взялся, давай. Так, давай.
Okay, got it.
Раз, два, три.
Let's do it. 1, 2, 3.
Такое ощущение, что подпружиненный, да?
I have a feeling that it is spring-loaded. Yeah.
Пробуйте тогда еще.
Okay, so go ahead and try.
Серега, можешь заглянуть туда? Открыть градусов на
Okay, it's open.
20,
It's approximately 20 to 25 degrees open, and I can see it
Выглядит ровно.
on my side. The hatch
На 9
seals
часов.
are all even, and the position on the clock is 9 o'clock, and then 12 o'clock,
Наблюдай на 7, наблюдай.
6 o'clock.
Без
It's all even, no damage,
На местах на привалочной поверхности
and
ничего нет.
I do not see anything on the contact surface,
Привалочная поверхность.
and I have inspected the contact surface. I do not see any pod or
Принято.
residual
Пытаются
stuff.
развернуться.
Copy. And I'm trying to turn around closer to the hedge. Okay, let me put further down. At 3 o'clock, this is what I'm expecting, and I am expecting the area from 12 o'clock
Так,
to 1 o'clock
до 8 часов.
and up to 8
Интересный такой момент.
o'clock. It's
Какая-то
sort of interesting here. There's something, well, look,
скотча.
there's a piece of something, maybe a piece of tape, but other than that, the rubber seal is clean. I do not see any damage. And let me move down a bit. And did you manage to open the hatch fully? Okay, I keep inspecting the seals from 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock. I do not see any damage here. Just small pieces of dust. I guess, yes, you can see that the dust coming out of here on the from the seals. And visually, I do not see any damage. And if necessary, we can photograph it. Yes, please do so. It is necessary. Then go ahead and open the hatch fully and use the GoPro camera to photograph, to film the perimeter.
Нет, задвиньте первую панель, фиксировать нет.
No, no, it's not necessary. Yes, I think so too. So I just need to hold on to something.
Давай, я держу.
Okay, okay, I'm holding the hatch and holding you too. Okay. Okay, there it is.
Чудо-техника. Сейчас. Снял твистер.
Twister is removed.
Есть включение твистера.
Twister is on and it's recording. Copy. I'm proceeding with the filming, starting from 12 o'clock position and moving clockwise as much as I can reach.
Хорошо, ты ставишь, нормально идешь.
All right, and you're going just fine. Okay, let me go. All right, that's excellent, like this.
Сейчас от 12 до...
Going from 12 o'clock to...
Может, мне передашь?
Okay, should you just give it to me? All right. You holding it? Yes. Okay, so I will keep...
This is Mission Control Houston. The hatch to the Poisk module is open
11 o'clock.
for the first time ever. To officially begin today's spacewalk, we are standing by for an official time from the Russian Mission Control Center in Korolyov, outside of Moscow.
Legs are pushing against...
The two cosmonauts who have worked their way through all of the pre-breathe procedures and the depressurization of Poisk up to this point to validate the airlock's integrity are inspecting the seals around the circumference of the Poisk airlock hatch. So as soon as we get an official start time for today's spacewalk, we'll pass it along. But again, the hatch is open to Poisk, the 232nd spacewalk in support of space station assembly and maintenance underway.
So did you copy? Filming is complete. All right. Copy. You're going to close out filming.
И приступаем к
Hatch,
открытию люка.
and you're going to close the hatch.
Принято.
Copy.
Проверьте еще раз, осмотрите, что
Please
ничего нет на
inspect
плавочных поверхностях.
the contact surface once again to make sure that there is no spot, that nothing came out during the hatch opening, and please check rubber seals, make sure that they're clear of any debris.
Ничего не попало.
Okay, there is nothing on the contact surface here. All the dust came out mostly.
Плавочная поверхность с моей стороны чистая.
Contact surface is clean on my side.
And flight controllers in Moscow now confirming the official start time for today's spacewalk, 9:12 a.m. Central Time, 10:12 a.m. Eastern Time, with the opening of the hatch to the Poisk module. Again, today's official start time for the spacewalk by Ryzhikov and Kud-Sverchkov, 9:12 a.m. Central, 10:12 a.m. Eastern Time.
Should I move it? Yes, go ahead. And I'm ready. I made space for you here. Okay, here it is. Okay, stand by.
Рука-то мешает.
Your arm is in the way.
Убирает.
It's pushing against it.
Отлично.
Okay, excellent. Got it. I'm ready to close it.
Смотри, в аварийное.
Принято.
So put it in the operating position.
Принято. Тогда поворачиваем
Okay, copy. And you're going to...
и контролируем ролики в положении закрытия.
The next step here will be for Ryzhikov and Kud-Sverchkov to close this hatch once again and repressurize Poisk partially to about 260 millimeters of mercury in one final leak check before they open up the hatch a second time and then will float outside to begin their work in the void of space. But again, the clock will not be reset. The clock is moving now on today's spacewalk and will continue to tick away with the start time of 9:12 a.m. Central, 10:12 a.m. Eastern Time.
I tethered it there. Okay.
Ролики видишь? Вижу.
Do you see the rollers? Yeah, and they're moving in. Okay, so move it all the way to stop, the hard stop until it clicks. Okay, excellent, great.
Да, тогда Сергей снимай.
All right, Sergey, you're going to remove the hatch tool.
Зачем?
Why?
Ну, на всякий случай, чтобы...
Well, just in case to make sure it doesn't get damaged during repress.
Принял.
Copy.
Ключ нет.
It is removed now.
Принято, передаю связь с
Copy. And I will pass it on to Dina.
Принято.
Copy.
Сереж, это Дмитрий.
Sergey, this is Dmitry.
Мы с вами в фрагментах.
So, please
Фрагмент 10.
find your card 10. This is a separate
И готовим шаг 3 на
procedure for repress, and please press it in step 3 and then repress to 260 millimeters. When you're ready, we will start. Okay, we'll retrieve the cue card now. It is slightly off to the side here.
Размещайтесь в районе рабочего места.
Yes, please move
Готовим
to
фрагмент 10, шаг 3.
your working area and please set up the cue card.
Фрагмент 10.
Cue card 10.
Фрагмент 10, шаг 3.
Cue card 10, step 3.
Дух МИМ-2 до 260 мм.
MRM to repress to 260 millimeters.
Да, точно.
Хорошо.
Copy. That's affirmative.
Если готов, начинаем работу.
And we have the cue card. Well, if it's ready and set up, then you're go to start. Monitoring KSD2 valve, KSD2 and KSD2 valves are closed. On EVA support panel in MRM2, KSD2 is not illuminated.
Разрешение на открытие
And I am opening KVD-PHO S2. It is enabled now. And I confirm that LED is on. Copy. I'm starting the stopwatch and opening KVD-PHO S2 valve. Copy.
Есть открыт КВД-ПХО.
KVD-PHO S2 valve is open.
И докладываю мне давление.
And the pressure is increasing.
И давление в скафандре.
Please report current foot pressure and MRM2 pressure.
В скафандрах 0,35.
Foot pressure is 0.35 and pressure gauge reading shows almost 30.
Это хорошо.
Copy, that's good.
В скафандрах 0,3.
Foot pressure is 0.3 for EV1 and for EV2 as well.
Хорошо.
And 70. Okay.
При обжатии меньше 0,02.
It is less than 0.02 during the compression. Well, I don't think we'll get to that, actually. Okay, that's affirmative. Module pressure is 90. Copy. Suit pressure is 0.26.
Прошла минута.
0.26 for EV2. 1 minute is up. Copy. That's good.
В отсеке 120.
Module pressure is 120.
Первый. 2 и 2.
2 and 2. This is the current suit pressure reading. 0.22. Is that correct? Yes, 0.22. Okay.
$145 в отсеке.
145. This is the module pressure, and Orlan pressure indicator shows 0.19 for EV1. Copy.
2 минуты.
2 minutes
Надуваем ПХО.
of repress are up.
170.
PHO pressure in module is 170, and suit pressure is 0.16.
Хорошо.
Copy.
Мы с вами идем к 260.
That's good. We're moving to the pressure reading of 260. When you reach 260 in MRM2, you will close to the PHO S2 from EVA support panel in MRM2.
Так точно.
Yes, that's affirmative. We confirm all.
Если у нас
And standing by for 5 minutes pressure stabilization. If you don't get to 260, then we will be monitoring the pressure during 6 minutes.
Принято.
Copy.
За 3 минуты надулись до 200.
We repressed to 215 in 3 minutes, and the suit pressure is 0.1 for EV1, 0.1 for EV2. Copy. Copy.
За 3,5 минуты
3.5 minutes, we have repressed to 240. Suit pressure is 0.08. Copy. Good.
$250 давление.
Current pressure reading is 250. Copy.
Кейт, скажите, пожалуйста, давление в ПХО по майлотометру.
Kate, what is the PHO pressure on the pressure gauge? Inaudible.
260. Закрываем. КВД.
260, and then closing cover the PHO valve. Copy.
У меня 0,05.
And the suit pressure is 0.03 and 0.05. LED is off, and I am inhibiting, and I confirm that LED is off now, and I'm setting the 5-minute timer. Copy.
На стабилизацию.
4,45.
4:45.
Хорошо.
Copy.
Запущен счетчик.
The timer is
Текущее давление.
set up now. Started now. The current pressure reading is 264.
Принято 264.
This is Kate. Current pressure gauge reading is in PHO is 292. Copy, Kate. 292.
This is Mission Control Houston. The hatch again closed to the Poisk module, and a partial repressurization of the module underway by Ryzhikov and Kud-Sverchkov, being monitored on the other side of the Poisk service module interface by NASA flight engineer Kate Rubins. Once a final leak check is conducted, the Poisk will be depressurized back down to vacuum one more time, and the hatch reopened to enable Ryzhikov and Kud-Sverchkov to move outside to begin their work for the day. The actual start time for the spacewalk was 9:12 a.m. Central, 10:12 a.m. Eastern Time, at the point at which the hatch was opened for the first time.
Две минуты
2 minutes are up.
263,5.
The module pressure is almost 264, or to be more precise, 263.5, but closer to 264. Copy.
Сергей, давление в
Station Moscow, MRM2 pressure reading. Sergey, could you please report it? 4 minutes have passed. The pressure is the same.
263.
263, да.
263.5, same pressure.
Секунд до окончания стабилизации.
30 seconds before the...
All of this work being conducted by Ryzhikov and Kud-Sverchkov to make sure that the seals are around the circumference of the Poisk airlock hatch and the airlock itself, to make sure pressure is holding the way it should be, is all designed to confirm that the airlock is good to go for future Russian spacewalks, as it begins the process of replacing the Pirs docking compartment as the venue from which Russian spacewalks will be conducted until the delivery of the Nyoka multipurpose laboratory module next year, which will be installed on the Earth-facing side of the Russian segment of the station after Pirs is detached and disposed of in the Pacific Ocean by a visiting Progress cargo ship.
Step 6, copy. Preliminary MRM2 leak check. It's in work. Copy. So we are standing by. So the current pressure is 263.5. So it should not be decrease of not more than 2 millimeters. So we're standing by for that. Yes, copy that. Kate copies.
While this work is ongoing in advance of Ryzhikov and Kud-Sverchkov floating outside to begin their EVA work for the day, Kate Rubins has been monitoring activities in the Russian segment of the station. She helped Ryzhikov and Kud-Sverchkov suit up earlier this morning, and she will help them out of their suits later today when the spacewalk is completed. The four astronauts who arrived on Monday night aboard the Crew Dragon Resilience following its launch on Sunday from the Kennedy Space Center atop a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. They're in the process of conducting scientific experiments, some early utilization, and transferring equipment and flight data files from Dragon over to the International Space Station for their 6-month mission as part of the Expedition 64 crew. You see from left to right, Kate Rubins, Victor Glover, Soichi Noguchi, Sergey Ryzhikov, Mike Hopkins, Shannon Walker, and Sergey Kud-Sverchkov.
Сергей 1.
Sergey 1.
Скажи, пожалуйста, давление в МИМИ-2 по Манавату.
So could you please tell the MV pressure on MRM2?
Давление 263.
263.5, it is stable. No delta T. That sounds good. Copy. Proceed. Proceed monitoring. Yes, we still have 2.5 minutes left.
Подтверждаю.
We confirm.
Покажи, я привяжу, наверное.
EV1, could you please hold this? I will try to tie this up. Everything is fine.
Once outside of the Poisk airlock, Kud-Sverchkov will be first out, actually. He will once again check the seals around the airlock hatch to this newly employed module for Russian-based spacewalks. He'll install a protective ring around the hatchway to make sure that it doesn't incur any damage from any micrometeoroid particles during the course of the excursion that's expected to last up to 6 hours in duration. Ryzhikov will follow him outside carrying an airtight container within which is a brand new piece of hardware called a fluid flow regulator that he and Kud-Sverchkov will install on the Zarya module to replace an older unit. This piece of hardware will do just what the name suggests and regulate the flow of fluids through the plumbing on the Zarya module, the first component ever launched of the International Space Station, 2 days shy of its 22nd anniversary of that launch on a Proton rocket from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan, November 20th, 1998.
263.5 is the reading. 263.5 copy. Sounds good.
As you saw in that graphic just a moment ago, once outside, you'll identify Ryzhikov.
Get ready.
He's wearing the Orlan suit with the red stripes as EV1, or Extravehicular Crew Member Number 1, the ISS commander for Expedition 64. He also will have a helmet camera bearing the number 20 that you'll see on your screen when we get views through the helmet cams that will be worn by the two spacewalkers. Kud-Sverchkov, EV2, will be wearing the Orlan suit with the blue stripes. His helmet camera is number 18. This is the first spacewalk for both cosmonauts.
Принято.
Copy.
У нас с вами well герметичен.
So the EV hatch is
Давление.
tight, so we will depress now from MRM2, MRM2 depress,
Фрагменте 6 мы
and in Q card 6, you will perform the following actions. You will have
стоит в положении
to control
КД.
BSS EV position.
Верно. Два отвер ВКД.
Okay, yes. O
И мы с вами
position is EV position, and TSD source should be open. Also control the LED on the display, and after that you will have to open TSD2 manually and depress after that. So the injector should not be activated, right? Inaudible.
Открываю КСД-100.
So TSD-SO depress valve is open manually.
КСД-100.
TSD-SO is open. I can confirm that because LED is illuminated on the panel.
Final leak checks of the Poisk module hatch being conducted before it is depressurized back down to vacuum one final time to enable the hatch to be opened, allowing Ryzhikov and Kud-Sverchkov to float outside.
EV2 as well.
210 в отсеке.
210 in the module.
принято. И доклад
Pressure reading.
в отсеке и давление.
Could you please report module
40 миллиметров.
pressure and spacesuit pressure?
Принято.
Copy. Will do. 190 is in the module. 015 for EV1, 015 is for EV2.
Принято.
Copy.
Кейт, как вы меня слышите?
Кейт.
По шлюзованию для Дмитрия.
How do you copy? This is Dmitry regarding the depress-repress procedure.
Похоже слышно. Сейчас крест есть.
You know, there are some
150 в отсеке.
noises, interference. So 150 in the module.
Есть не очень, да, есть
The
помехи.
pressure reading. Yes, I can confirm we have some interference. Kate, how do you copy me?
Я смогу слышать вас хорошо.
I copy you.
Кейт, алло.
Not so good, but I can copy you. Kate,
Кейт, мы с вами должны выровнять
we
давление.
will have to equalize pressure between FGB and PHO. So KVD SM should be in the open position. You should be placed in the open position.
Принято КВД.
Copy. KVD PGO SM in open position. It is in work. Copy. We are standing by for your report on that, Kate.
Давление в отсеке 100 миллиметров.
100 millimeters is the module pressure. Copy. 023 is the spacesuit pressure. Copy.
026.
026. Inaudible.
КВД.
KVD PGO SM valve is open. Copy.
ФГБ и ПХО.
Now, please equalize the pressure between FGB and PHO. Kate.
Принято.
Copy. In work.
Сергей 1-2, давление.
EV1 and EV2. Spacesuit pressure readings, please. And in the module as well.
75 в скафандре 029.
75 is in the module, 029 for EV1. Okay, 75 is in the module, 029 is in the spacesuit. Copy.
В отсеке давление 50.
Module pressure is 50031 is the spacesuit pressure for EV1.
Принято.
Same for EV2. Copy.
10:35.
The module pressure is 35.35 and the spacesuit 034. Copy.
Heading down to vacuum one more time. The Poisk module is performing as advertised, and good spacesuits reported by Sergey Ryzhikov and Sergey Kud-Sverchkov.
When we reach 12 millimeters, we confirm. This is Kate. Unintelligible.
Кейт, сейчас очень плохо.
Kate, we did not copy your last. Could you please repeat PSO MV pressure reading? It is increasing. 724 is the current pressure, and it is still increasing. 724 PSO pressure. What about FGB pressure, Kate? It is being equalized. In FGB, the current pressure is 733. Copy 733. Kate, continue to equalize the pressure, Kate. Copy in work.
And as you can hear, the Russian flight controllers through the interpreter talking to Kate Rubins in the Russian segment of the International Space Station as she works to equalize pressure between Poisk and the different modules on the Russian side of the International Space Station, the precursor to Poisk going down to vacuum, enabling Ryzhikov and Kud-Sverchkov to open the hatch one final time to begin the process of moving outside with their tools for the start of the tasks associated with today's excursion.
Module pressure is 12 millimeters, and I'm ready to close KSD2 valve and KSD-SO as well. Is it to go to close KSD and KSD-SO? So KSD2 is closed, Moscow, copy, and I'm closing KSD-SO valve.
Контролируем погасание транспаранта на полмега.
On the EV panel MRM2, the LED should not be illuminated. Yes, it is not illuminated. Copy, sounds good. It is 11 millimeters, actually, the pressure reading. Sounds good. Sergey, so please proceed. UCART 7, step 14, and you will start performing this step on my go. Copy. UCART number 7. Kate, what is MV PSO pressure and also FGB pressure reading? PSO MV 731. 731. 731 in PSO as well. Copy. So don't say it correctly that the pressure has been equalized. Yes. Yes, unfortunately, I cannot copy you very well. So now the valve on the OSM should be transitioned to electrical control case. KVD OSM valve should be in position of electrical control. Copy, Kate. It is in electrical position. ED1, are you ready to work step 14 of the UCART 7? Yes, we are. So we are starting transition of the spacesuit to autonomous power. Copy. The temperature control health should be transitioned to to position 6, preliminary Orlan cool down, EV1 in position 6.
Cosmonauts about to switch their Orlan suits to internal battery power. Again, a Russian spacewalk measured from the time of hatch open to hatch close, unlike a U.S. spacewalk that is measured from battery power on U.S. extravehicular mobility units in the Quest airlock to airlock repress at the end of the spacewalk.
On the display, you should have the message PO2 prime. You know, we cannot copy you, Moscow. So what is the primary bottle, O2 bottle pressure? 415, inaudible. And what about the other reading? 22.5, inaudible. Copy. Now, BSS should be in the position close. Copy.
Бортзалодку надо подстыковывать, а?
What about the
Бортзаглушки, мы подстыкуем после того, как...
covering on land fluid umbilical? Yes, after it is in the closed position, it will have to be capped. Copy.
Перевел. O2 закр ПСС.
So O2 is in the position close. What about the suit gauge pressure?
УТСК 036
036 for EV1, 036 for EV2 is the spacesuit pressure. So can you see PO2 primary on your display? Come again. The primary O2 bottle pressure. Can you see it on your display?
У меня сейчас написано, так, 415 с первым.
415 for EV1 and 41 inaudible for EV2. Copy. Now you can cap the umbilicals
Принято.
and also work with the MLI flap. Copy in work.
Подержи фрагмент.
Sergey, could you please hold the cue cards here? Yes. Give them to me.
Смотри, чтобы не зацепить ничего, наверное.
Try not to snag on anything.
Удачи, ребята, мы увидимся.
Спасибо, Кейт. Спасибо, Кейт.
Good luck, guys. Thank you so much, Kate.
Подстыкованы борт колодки к бортзаглушкам.
So the umbilicals are kept and
Значит, сейчас
the
будет у нас...
electrical controllers of Orlan covered with MLI. Copy. Now you will have to go to egress very soon.
Все, значит, вы сейчас с Артемом открываете выход.
So Artyom will support you in opening the EV hatch, and after that, we will continue to transition to autonomous power after the hatch is open. Copy, and so we should not stow away the cue cards as yet. Yes, that's affirmed. Keep them close.
Ну, ребят, здравствуйте еще раз.
Guys,
Давайте будем открывать люк повторно.
now we will reopen the hatch. We will open it once again for the second time. Copy. So we will try to position ourselves comfortably. Now, use the hatch tool and place it in the working position. In work. The flag is in the work position, 19 degrees is the angle of the hatch to 90.
На вал привода крышки.
Now put it onto the pin
Принято.
of the drive
Тогда
of the hatch. Copy. Now
So 11 years after its launch to the International Space Station, the Poisk module now being used as a spacewalking airlock for the first time, as Ryzhikov and Kud-Sverchkov check out their tools and tethers, about to open up the airlock hatch for a second time that will enable them to float outside to begin their work.
Есть движение роликов.
the rollers are moving.
Принято.
Copy.
Ручку толкателя на себя до упора.
Then the pusher handle should be pulled on towards yourself. Yes, and we are leaving the hatch tool here. Yes, so the pusher is being pulled towards us until hard stop. Copy.
Тянуть рук можно?
Can I start moving the hatch? What about the pressure? Is it down completely? Is it vacuum now?
Да, полностью нулевой. Да.
Yes, zero.
Принято. Открываем люк.
Copy. Now you can open the hatch.
Удерживаем ручку толкателя.
Yeah, please retain the handle, hold the handle of the pusher and open the hatch.
За ту ручку возьми.
Hold that handle. Can you do it simultaneously? EV2?
Не получается, да?
No, Joy.
Сторонку буду придерживать.
Okay, so I will hold it here from this side. I'm tightening it.
Будьте готовы к тому,
And-
чтобы снять карабин переменной фала переменной.
Get ready.
And the hatch to the Poisk airlock once again open. And we should be seeing Ryzhikov and Kud-Sverchkov here any moment. Ryzhikov again will be wearing the Orlan suit with the red stripes as EV1. Kud-Sverchkov's Orlan suit will bear the blue stripes.
Секундочку развернусь.
Stand by one. Let me reposition myself.
Так, он перекрутился, сейчас я его назад верну.
You know, now I have to put it back. Of course, there is a kink here. Copy.
Есть зацепление.
Okay, now,
Выбираем слабину.
so we are removing this slack now. Copy.
Выходной люк открыт.
So the EV hatch is open and secured
Здесь первая панель.
with the hook page 201. Now please install the protective ring, guys. Copy in work. Installing protective ring.
Да. Сейчас. Давай, я здесь остаюсь.
So I am staying here, EV2, and you go ahead.
Вот так вот. Да-да, зацепился.
Inaudible.
Так, у нас хватит длины, Кирилл? У нас хватит длины?
Will there be sufficient length here for us? Well, let's see. Wait, you know, just stop doing that. I will use a different way
Следите за тем, чтобы
of operating.
шнур не перекрывал просвет люка.
So when you install the protective ring, please monitor that the cord is not in the hatch opening. Yes, we know that.
Ветром достаточно.
So let us do it once again. This is enough.
Может быть, вот так вот.
Maybe this is the best way to do it. Okay, the locks are open. The latches are open. I confirm. Now I have this mark right before me. I pressed it down. Now I have it transferred to this position and secured. That's it. You know, there is probably a longitude groove. Yes, I will test it right now. Now, yes, it is secured. The hooks are secured. Artyom, how did you copy? The protective ring is installed. The protective ring is installed. So Dima will support you from now on.
Сергей,
Sergey,
мы сейчас продолжаем с вами переход на автономное питание скафандра.
we are transitioning into
Шаг 16.
independent autonomous power for the suit. And that's going to be Q card 7 and step 16.
The cosmonauts have installed that protective ring around the circumference of the Poisk airlock hatch. That is common procedure to make sure it is pristine for the duration of the spacewalk. And we should be seeing the two cosmonauts outside any moment now. Kud-Sverchkov will be first out of the hatch, followed by Ryzhikov.
Power supply in autonomous power. And please deactivate primary pump. And then please put the transmitter in the off position. All right, we have everything. Transmitters, pump, and fan are in required status for EV1 and EV2.
Питание автоном, основной насос, основной вентилятор, основной передатчик включены, правильно?
So just wanted to make sure that you have for EV2, for Sergey 2, that your primary pump, fan, and transmitter are on. What is the U battery? 27.8 and 20 unintelligible for the second for EV2. And then please deactivate the tow mode on the control panel and MRM2. Copy in work.
Принято.
And
И снимаем питание из К1 и
please
после этого
put SK1 and SK1 and SK2 power, put it in the off position
Хорошо?
for the first and for the second.
Отключаю СК-1, контролирую связь.
All right, I am putting suit 1 in autonomous power, and I'm standing by, verifying the lights. The LED is no longer illuminated. Is the umbilical still connected? It is still connected, so disconnect the umbilical. Copy and work. The umbilical has been disconnected. All right, electrical umbilical is disconnected. Do you read me well? You kind of, we do, just a little bit quiet. So, for suit 1 and suit 2, please power them, disconnect them from station power.
Принято.
All right. We are disconnecting them, and then
Вначале снимаем питание на пол эскадрона.
so first you need to deactivate tow, heat exchange power, and then suit 1 and 2 should be put in off position. In work for the first suit, and the umbilical has been disconnected for suit 2.
Друг друга тоже слышите хорошо, да?
Do you read me well? Yes.
Закрываем электроразъемы скафандра клапанами FT.
So please close out the connectors for the Orlan suits with MLI done for suit for EV1 and for EV2. Copy, and then once the EV hatch is open, we will give you a go to activate sublimators. All right, we open the EV hatch and it has been secured. Copy. I am passing you on to Artyom. Copy.
Ну что, приступаем к выходу,
All right, guys. Are you ready to go?
Выходит на поручень переход.
EV2 goes to MRM2SM handrail. And what about the sublimators?
По команде.
It's going to be on our go a little bit later. Copy. Okay, see it?
Ребят, у нас через
Guys,
пару минут закончится тень. Начнем.
we are going to be out of orbital night in a few seconds. And you will be able to see well.
Теперь включаем сублиматоры. Начинаем.
So for sublimators, please start with suit 1 and then proceed with suit 2. Well, Sergey is only halfway out through the hatch. What time do we turn on the sublimators? If you have
Our first view of Sergey Kud-Sverchkov exiting the Poisk module airlock, the first time this has been used for a Russian spacewalk. Kud-Sverchkov and Sergey Ryzhikov, who will follow him momentarily, both conducting the first spacewalks of their careers. We're now 54 minutes into the spacewalk that began at 9:12 a.m. Central, 10:12 a.m. Eastern Time, with the opening of the hatch to the Poisk module for the first time after a series of leak checks and validation tests on the integrity of the seals around this airlock being used for the first time for an EVA.
Well, congratulations, you are out. So I am outside as well, connected to the handrail, and I am putting my sublimator I'm activating my sublimator. So for EV2 as well, right? Yes. So CO indicated CO is in off position, and then temperature control handle is in position 3. We copy. Right. So EV1 temperature control handle is in position 6, and now I'm putting it in position 3.
Наблюдаем мы.
Let's just give a few seconds for Sergey to situate himself. And then I have the
Принято, да, уже сейчас начинает.
filter covered up. Okay, we are standing by.
Flying 260 statute miles over the Pacific Ocean, the International Space Station moving into an orbital sunrise moving from northwest to southeast on this orbit of the Earth. Sergey Kud-Sverchkov outside of the Poisk airlock, soon to be joined by Sergey Ryzhikov, who will hand him a package of hardware containing a new fluid flow regulator for the Zarya module, the first component ever launched for the International Space Station 22 years ago this coming Friday.
All right, and let me unreel it here. All right, there we go. Don't pull yet. And the airtight container have been secured. Does that look good to you? For you? Yes. And one hook.
Both cosmonauts now outside. They're working with this so-called airtight container that includes the new fluid regulator for the Zarya module that will replace an older unit. That's the first task on tap for the two cosmonauts now that they have confirmed the integrity of the Poisk module through a series of depressurization and repressurization exercises and leak checks of all of the hardware for that airlock in use today for the first time.
Just be careful. Careful. All right, I have secured it. I have secured hook 2. Could you hold it for a second? Let me move away a little bit. Okay. I'm moving. Careful. So I'm getting that short hook.
Сергей Первый, я так понимаю,
Sergey,
находишься мимо уже.
1, as far as I understand, you're egressing MRM, right? That's right. And what about the kit? It's on the opposite side. And I am there as well. Okay, so there is enough space for you, right? I can't see right now, but I think the space is sufficient. Okay, we'll be standing by for Sergey 1 report once you are out of the MRM. Okay. The hook is in my pocket there. And is it getting out? Nope. Fighting. I'll try and rotate it a little bit. Sergey 1 and Sergey 2. When you get a chance, you can put the heat exchanger handle in the position 0 and then put the neutral position. And if you can actually set the heating. I'm holding the container right now, so. Okay, I got it out. It's really not being cooperative.
И у нас Серега с Тамарой ходит парой.
All right.
Длинный туда залетел, куда и твой.
I think my long one is headed in the same direction as yours.
Да.
Sergey,
Карабин
would you
перецепить себе
please connect that hook from the kit to under your right arm, a little bit closer to the handrail.
перецепил.
Done.
Так, первый застраховал стал переменной длины
All right.
для поручня.
I have secured the adjustable tether to the handrail for EV1.
Полный выход.
And I'm egressing.
Солнышко так отсветит. Надо
And the sun is out.
наполовинку.
Need to probably set it to half.
Все, принял.
Is everything looking good on your side? Yes.
Все, второй вышел.
EV2 is out.
Ребят,
EV1 is out. We copy.
давайте проведем легкую адаптацию.
All right, guys.
Смотрите, где вы как находитесь.
You can take a break. Just orient yourself in regards to the modules, where to go, how to proceed,
Начнем движение.
and we can start the translation on your go.
Принято.
Copy.
Ну, как раз так, как надо, мы как планировали.
All right. We are just as we have planned.
Наблюдаем.
We see that.
Сергей, ты СТР включил уже? Нет еще. Что, может тогда зайти?
Sergey,
Тебя руки свободны?
do you have the flow control valve adjustment
Так. Перевод.
done? Is ISR on? Well, I'm putting the warm cold handle in position 6. Gennady Mikhailovich, do we have you go? All right, just put the handle at 0 first. Please verify temperature control handle at 0. Please verify that you're in mid position for the switch between warm and cold. And you have a go to perform the flow control valve adjustment. Done. We copy.
Так, Сергей, сейчас приму.
Sergey, I'm going to take it over. Sounds good.
Взял.
I got it. And I hand it over.
Перевод. Там дверцы плохо.
And I'm putting the warm cold switch to cold and then to mid position.
Включен. На втором.
And the flow control valve adjustment is in position 2. We copy.
Я готов.
I am ready.
Ну, мы готовы перемещаться.
All right, we are ready for translation. Great.
Принято. Если вы разместились, включили.
If you are
At the bottom of your screen, with the backpack and the red stripes, is Station Commander Sergey Ryzhikov. Just above him is Sergey Kud-Sverchkov. They have all of their tools together. Their suits are configured properly, and they're about to make their way over to the Zarya module, just a few feet away, to start the replacement of an aging a piece of hardware called a fluid flow regulator that enables all of the plumbing to operate properly inside the Zarya module.
I am catching it here. What? The container.
Так. Переменные длины за...
All right. The adjustable rod is connected to handrail 6011. We copy.
Постоянные 6023.
And the regular tether to 6023.
Я вижу чуть-чуть.
Do you see me?
Чисто, да?
Do you see my back? Can I fit there? Yes. I can see it, and you fit just fine. Okay, adjustable.
6013.
Tether is connected to 6013.
Так. Фал этого. Вижу.
All right, here's the watch out for the tether. I see it. I'm going to move it.
6012 постоянно.
So 6012 is where I have my tether.
Так.
Okay. Let me get a little bit closer.
Достанешь?
Can you reach it? I should. I have to.
Не резкие движения, сейчас поплавнее.
Just move
Всё.
cautiously.
Вижу. А фал укладки будешь переносить?
Are you going to move the tether for the container? I will.
And our first helmet camera view from Sergey Kud-Sverchkov, the number 18 in the lower right-hand corner of your screen, as he begins the process of making his way over to the Zarya module. He's being joined by Sergey Ryzhikov. We're still waiting on his helmet camera to be activated. That will bear the number 20 in the lower right-hand corner, as they will conduct the first of the tasks for today's spacewalk, that being the replacement of a fluid flow regulator for the Zarya module.
So how are you feet?
1 hour, 10 minutes into today's spacewalk that is expected to last up to 6 hours.
The container is here, right? Yes.
Так вот делаем. Правильно. Что не зацепилось? За карабину на поручнях.
Okay. Now let's hook to the handrails, and I'm moving as close as possible to you.
Хорошо.
Okay.
Так, контролирую.
And I'm
Взял.
monitoring the situation.
Как раз видно бухту эту в транзитовскую.
So this transit bay, it should be below me.
Как раз бухта транзита, она, да, правильно.
Yes, this bay, transit bay, that's where it should be.
Над вами как раз
And
БПДО находится.
the BPDO should be above you. We do see it out of the corner of my eye. Well, you do, not me.
Да. И при перемещении, ребят,
Okay, I can see it a little bit.
при перемещении следите, чтобы фалы не
And as you are translating, please make sure you don't get your tethers
Свои
tied up.
карабины перестраховал.
Okay, I have
Точно.
moved my hooks and I'm working with the container now.
Страхован.
All right, I am secured. Just a little bit.
Секунд пропадания связи.
All right, there was a 20-second dropout.
Продолжаем двигаться.
We're in the process of handing over downlink video communications capability between satellites on the tracking and data relay satellite system. Sergey Ryzhikov and Sergey Kud-Sverchkov moving a container over from the Poisk airlock to the Zarya module that contains a brand new fluid flow device that will improve the flow of hydraulic fluid and other plumbing components within that module, the first module ever launched for the International Space Station 22 years ago this coming Friday. And a good view of Poisk on the space-facing side of the Russian segment of the station, launched on November 10th,
The antenna should be below my
2009, 11 years ago, having served up to this point as a docking port for visiting Russian vehicles, and today for the first time serving as a venue from which a spacewalk is being conducted. You can see Ryzhikov on the left side of Poisk wearing the suit with the red stripes. Kud-Sverchkov is out of view at this moment.
and now EV2 camera off and now camera on.
Не включается светодиод.
The LED is not illuminated,
У меня только один фонарь светит.
and Reba only has one light on. Let me try it one more time. Let me cycle. Okay, so two lights on, but the camera LED is not green. I press the button one more time, and now it is illuminated. We copy.
Это какие светильники? Американские?
So, what lights are we talking about? U.S. lights or Orlan lights? U.S. lights. Well, you have a go to activate Orlan
Да, на связи.
lights too.
Проверить. Фиксацию.
And Sergey, please verify that the handle is secured correctly to the pin, with the pin.
Ручки ранца, да, что она зафиксирована.
The handles are for your backpack are secured correctly to the pin. We're not seeing correct telemetry. Okay, I added it, and it should be in the correct position. Okay, we see that it is closed now in telemetry. Did you see whether it was coming away? I did, and it wasn't. Okay, now we're getting the right telemetry. Thank you.
Так, длинный за 61.
All right, so the long one is attached to 6009. Sergey, could you please move the kit hook to make sure that I don't have to reach 2 times? Okay, yes, we'll do.
Сейчас я аккуратненько, стой.
Okay, stand by, wait,
Шикарно.
excellent.
Зафиксировал.
Got it. It is secured now. 6014 is, and then
Оттягиваю.
moving now, pulling it
Ага, не хватает.
up
Сейчас.
so you can reach. Okay, so
Может быть, фалу получить.
wait,
Который.
should I move over the tether? Which one?
Ну, сухой, давай.
Okay, let's go ahead and
Потом. Последний переход.
try doing that. Okay, let's do it
Я сделал.
during the next transfer. Okay, so I'm holding it, giving it to you.
Так, я в Л2 нахожусь.
I'm next to
Принято,
VL2.
наблюдаем. Сергей,
Copy.
ты с камерой выключил, включил ее?
And we're monitoring you. And Sergey, one, did you cycle the camera? Okay, I didn't do that. I forgot about it because we started working on the handle. Okay, well,
Подойдет и будет
I'll do it now when Sergey moves over here. Yes.
And a good view of the Russian segment of the International Space Station. Prominently in the center of the view, the Poisk module, and on the left of it, Sergey Ryzhikov, the space station commander, Sergey Kud-Sverchkov next to him. That long pole that you see attached to the Poisk module is the Strela boom, Strela being the Russian word for arrow, a telescoping boom that the cosmonauts use to move from one segment of the work sites around the Russian segment to another. On the far right of your screen, the ISS Progress 75 cargo ship attached to the aft port of the Zvezda service module and will remain attached to that until the mid-February timeframe.
Sometimes I see that it's illuminated.
Да, он как-то
And
каким-то дал таким.
I didn't see it when you turned it on. I guess it blinked
Вот сейчас что-то нажать.
in a way. Okay, so can you see it now? I don't think it's illuminated. Moscow. Could you please confirm? Are you getting the video? No, we do not have the video right now.
Мы не
What about video too?
Нет, мы с наших шлемных камер
No, there is no WZS video.
картинку с манипулятора.
We only see the image that we're getting from the arm.
У тебя зеленый горит, и у тебя горит.
Okay, so the green one is illuminated.
Да, давайте
Correct, yes. And
будем на этом
mine is illuminated too. Okay, so let's move on. Yes, let's
манипулятор хороший.
move on now.
Рабочую
Let's
зону.
not spend time on it now. We're seeing you
То будем
through the camera on the arm. So you can proceed now, and then we can get back to the camera up later. Okay, copy. So I'm securing to the shortcut handrail. Okay, excellent.
Один 16.
6116.
Туда же укладку.
The kit goes there as well. I'm holding it. Okay, I'm handing it over to you.
Длинный у второго на 60-15.
EV2, 6015.
Короткий. Не вижу номер.
The short one, I don't see its number. 6005. Okay, yes. And
Один укладки тоже на 60-15.
the kit hook is also installed on 6015. Holding the kit, okay?
Так, сейчас осмотрюсь. Здесь ничего не
Handed it over, so I'm going to inspect this area. I don't think there should be anything in the way. As far as I remember it, yes, there is sufficient room here.
Короткий для другой.
And I'm getting to a different shortcut handrail.
Укладку к ней.
Moving the kit over there, moving along the handrail.
Это
Copy.
Взял?
Are you holding it? And I handed it over.
Чуть повыше подниму ее, чтобы тебе удобнее.
I'm going to move it up just to make sure that it's more convenient for you. Okay.
Перецепил
It's pre-hooked.
карабин второй.
The hooks are now secured,
Так, перецепил укладку. Перемещаю.
and the kit is rehooked now as well, and I'm proceeding
Подходи тогда.
With translation, okay, so move closer then.
Отлично.
Okay, excellent.
Могу тут сюда даже колодец переместить.
And I can move it over here. Okay, are you holding it? Yes.
За что ты зацепился? За меня? Нет.
Is it towards me? No.
Наблюдаем картинку на шлемной камеры в штаб.
And we're getting the WVS video of EV2. Copy.
Наблюдаем. Камеру манипулятора.
And also we're getting the view from the arm.
Перецепил оба свои карабины на мягкий фал.
It is rehooked now, and the hook is.
A good view of Sergey Ryzhikov working to configure equipment outside of the Poisk module airlock. Right alongside of him is the airtight container, as it is called by the Russian specialists, within which a brand new fluid flow regulator, which will be installed on the Zarya module shortly. And a helmet camera view from Sergey Kud-Sverchkov of the work that he is conducting.
And I'm moving over. Copy, copy.
Наблюдаем.
And we can see you.
Далеко улетел.
Okay, got a bit too far. Do not rush.
The International Space Station flying 260 miles over the South Atlantic, just off the east coast of Argentina. This orbit of the Earth carrying the orbital outpost and its 7 crew members from southwest to northeast on a track that will cross the western coast of Africa a short time from now.
Взял.
Okay, I got it. You got it? Yes.
Sergey Ryzhikov is hovering right next to the Zarya module. That's where this fluid flow regulator replacement work will be conducted a short time from now. That module launched on a Proton rocket on November 20th, 1998, 22 years ago this coming Friday, the first element of the International Space Station.
Укладка на мягком поручне.
The kit is secured to the flexible handrail. Copy. And we can see it as well. My lawn tether is also on the soft handrail.
И мой короткий на мягком поручне.
The short one is installed on the soft handrail.
На другом, на втором мягком поручне, да?
You're holding it. Yes, correct.
Втором, конечно, конечно.
It's on the second one, right? Yes, of course. Now, I'll have to hold on to the other soft handrail. Sergey, can you move over? I guess I can rehook it now, and then you will be translating along the flexible handrails. Yes, that's what I thought too, and I'm monitoring. Okay, so let me move back a bit to not be in the way.
Короткий, длинный. Застраховал.
Both hooks are now secured.
Еще надо себя контролировать. Пространство заносит.
And I really have to watch my body position in the space because I get swinging back and forth. Well, I need to make sure that I don't mix them up. And they're of different colors and barcodes. Okay, the hook is now secured. Okay, tethered, copy. And let me reach towards the kit. I'm holding it. Copy. Copy, you're holding it. So let's turn it a bit. Let me grab onto the other handrail, and you're gonna get this from me because I'll have to move back by a few degrees. Okay, are you holding it? Yes, holding it. Can you try catching it now? Okay, excellent. And now I have to move over. Okay, let me do that. Stand by.
Да, здесь пыльно.
Yes, it's quite dusty here. I'm translating along soft handrails. Okay, so I guess I will have to hold on to the flexible or soft handrails. So let me do this. I'm at a maximum here, and I'm secured quite well. Okay. Are you holding it? Yes, I'm holding it. Okay, so I'm handing it over to you. Yes.
Ребят, наблюдаем картинку с обеих ваших
Guys, we're getting the video from both cameras. Copy.
Застраховал оба своих. Работают цепочки.
Both hooks are now installed, and I will proceed with the kit operations.
Укладка застрахована.
The kit is now secured and tethered. Copy.
Взял.
I'm holding it. Okay, I'm handing it over to you.
Нахожусь на ТСПН. Только не
Inaudible.
перешел на поручень.
Switch into the handrail.
Непонятно,
13, and I guess it's 50. It's not clear. Moving the kit over.
Укладку перенес.
The kit is now transferred. Copy.
Чуть-чуть, отлично.
A bit over here. Okay, that's great.
Перенос короткий, подхожу поближе.
And the small hook is now installed too, moving closer to you, and I am holding the kit. Okay, copy.
Вот она, наша
So
панель.
let me look around. So this is the panel that we need, and this is the platform.
Сильно я перецеплять не буду.
I'm not going to rehook the large hook.
Да. Артем, мне сайстер
Artem,
жарковато еще.
it's
Туда положить.
hot here since the Aster automatic thermal control system is on. Can I move the handle to...
This is Mission Control Houston, 1 hour 33 minutes into today's spacewalk, which also saw the verification of the ability of the Poisk module to support a spacewalk for the first time. A great view here from an external camera on the International Space Station of the two cosmonauts, Sergey Ryzhikov and Sergey Kud-Sverchkov, now working on top of the Zarya module, the first element of the International Space Station launched 22 years ago. The container in between the two holds a new fluid flow regulator that will replace an aging unit to do just what it implies, regulate the flow of fluids and the plumbing of the Zarya module that essentially connects the U.S. and Russian segments of the International Space Station. And a split screen view of the two helmet cameras on the cosmonauts.
Okay, well, the automatic system is on now, and what we have is the switches. Can we use that? So as their automatic...
Sergey Kud-Sverchkov's helmet camera is on the left, Sergey Ryzhikov's helmet camera on the right, as they work in tandem to position themselves for the installation of this new fluid regulator unit.
As their thermal control system is off, moving to 6 to 4. Okay, so it's going to be like this. The hooks are moved now. Oh, okay, no. So I wanted to move farther, but I guess it would be better to be here and to do one more. I have rehooked my tethers, and the kit has been re-tethered as well. I'm now closer to the platform, okay? And I'm holding it now. Copy, handing it over. Okay, stand by. And
while the two cosmonauts are working on the first task of today's spacewalk, the installation of this fluid regulator unit in the Zarya module, it is reported that the Resilience Crew Dragon that carried Mike Hopkins, Victor Glover, Shannon Walker, and Soichi Noguchi to the International Space Station for its docking late Monday night is now configured for what are known as quiescent operations, steady state operations at the International Space Station. It automatically docked to the forward port of the Harmony module late Monday night. The four new residents comprising the addition to the Expedition 64 crew on board. They have spent the day transferring cargo and flight data files and placing a Crew Dragon in the proper configuration for its 6-month stay as a part of the International Space Station.
I'm at my workstation monitoring the kit position. It's an excellent position right now, and I'm holding it. Okay. And Artem, inaudible, should we keep it here? Did you say there are bars? No, no, wire ties. Can you see them on the video? Well, okay then, you can keep them there. You put the latches in the operating position. They are in operating position now. Copy. And you're going to install the pressurized container on its platform. Okay. Stand by, and I'll have to change the tether position as well. Okay, it's convenient now, and we'll proceed. I see the antenna here. I'm ready. Okay, so we'll keep going. Move closer. I'm holding it. Okay, excellent. So let me move closer to you. There is no digital numbering here, and I will use the color code. 2 yellow ones on the side of Sergey on plane 2. Okay, copy. So 1-4 should be on your side, and the fact that there is no labeling there, that's fine. That's how it's been for a while now. Okay, move just a bit over here. Okay, like that. And they're in on my side and on my side as well. Soft dock is confirmed. Copy. Please put the latches in closed position. Number 4 is closed. Number 1 is closed. Okay. Okay, everything is fine. Copy. And we can open the cache that yes, copy. And who's going to do that? EV1 or 2? Let me do that. Is it more convenient for you? Well, I guess I can do that with my right hand. Okay, so you are doing it, right?
КСД открываем на 2 оборота.
Please make 2 turns to open KSD. Copy.
Сергей, второй, тогда
Sergey 2. So check out the connector for now, and 2 turns are complete. The connector next to handrail 1360
Сергей, первый принято.
on above the panel. So this is the metal connector. I can see it.
Все верно. Ребят,
It's open now.
ребят,
And guys,
вопрос такой.
I have a question.
Сейчас должна была быть
On the timeline,
пауза небольшая.
we were supposed to take a break. So do you need a break, or should we continue? Well, we can take a break for 1 minute, or we can proceed if we don't need to rush. Okay, then, and please take a break. Then, and once you're ready, we will proceed. Okay.
The Russian flight controllers at the Russian Mission Control Center outside of Moscow, conferring with our 2 spacewalkers, Sergey Ryzhikov on the left, Sergey Kud-Sverchkov on the right, And that cylindrical container is the so-called airtight container housing a replacement fluid regulator unit that will be installed in the Zarya module, which they are working at. That's the first element of the International Space Station, launched 22 years ago this coming Friday. The two cosmonauts successfully tested the Poisk airlock for use for future Russian spacewalks. That checked out in great shape. The crew is running a few minutes behind the timeline for the day, uh, and a good view now from the helmet camera of Sergey Ryzhikov, the Expedition 64 commander, as he and Kud-Sverchkov prepare to remove this new replacement fluid regulator from the container for its installation in Zarya.
Of that area, and it would be great to see it.
We're now 1 hour 43 minutes into today's spacewalk. Other tasks on the docket will be the disconnection of a telemetry antenna that links the Zvezda service module to the Pirs docking compartment and its attachment to the interface between Zvezda and the Poisk module. That begins the lengthy series of work over the next several months to decommission the Pirs docking compartment for its removal and disposal via a Progress spacecraft next year.
Make sure
That will clear the Earth-facing port of the Russian segment for the installation of the new Nauka mini multi-purpose laboratory module that will be launched next year on a Proton rocket for its installation as a laboratory, an airlock, and a docking port all in one. That launch to take place from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan, a launch date yet to be determined.
okay, it is off on my side. No, it is still full now. Okay, I don't want you to push it here.
Сейчас я контролирую, чтобы погас.
Is it still on? Well, yes, let's make sure that it goes off.
Так, 2 минуты прошло.
Okay, 2 minutes are up,
Готовы продолжить работу?
and we are ready to continue.
Принято, если
Copy.
отдохнули и готовы,
If you got a chance to rest and if you're ready,
стыковки разъема
then you can go ahead and start demating
РЖ.
the connectors of RG, SP, K1.
Докладывай свои действия
And
обязательно.
please provide commentary on what you are doing. I can see the connector. It is on the Lirka clip, the metal connector, one out of the 3 connectors.
Принято. Маркировку
Copy.
в самом разъеме наблюдаете?
And do you see any labels on the connector KRG?
Розетки наблюдай, ХРРЖ.
KRG, that's the marking.
Принято.
Just one marking there. Okay, copy.
Ну, по кабелю идет. Куда идет? Между первым и вот следующим.
And the cable is going between the first one and I guess the next one. That's where it's going.
Тогда расстыковывают.
Okay, so go ahead and demate it now with Yago. Yes.
На кабеле вот.
Okay, so the cable says SPR RG H1.
Принято, все верно.
Okay, I guess that's the one that we need. Yes, that's correct. And you go ahead and demate it. Demating the cable, and I do not see any pod or debris.
Принято.
Copy. And let me secure the panel.
Ага.
The two cosmonauts are now removing the new fluid regulator unit from that container, temporarily stowing it before they begin to unmate a series of connectors holding the older fluid regulator unit in place. That has been there since the Zarya module was launched 22 years ago. This brand new unit will improve the flow of fluids through the plumbing system of the Zarya module. We are now 1 hour 47 minutes into today's spacewalk.
The length is not enough. You know, the tether length is not enough for during the training drills. We had the handrails on the cover, and here we don't have this handrail, so we'll have to switch tethers. Copy?
Можно использовать фалы с подтягом. Так,
You can use the adjustable tethers. Yes, we are working with them. Yes, so you can
Сергей, у тебя резак выставлен
rehook it.
оборудования.
Sergey, you have cut out from your kit, from your toolkit. Yes, I can see that. Thank you.
Сергей, попробуй.
Sergey, will you try that? Because I don't have the enough length. Okay, the connector that's on the container, you know, you don't have to demate it, you just transfer it, move it. Can you hold it?
Так, застрахован.
Okay, I've secured it here.
Открываем.
Принято.
Copy.
Ски надо.
I secured the old one, flow regulator. Now work with MLI. Yes, I can see that.
Ски раскрыл.
The MLI flap is open. Now move this spring clip here.
Смотрим кабель.
So we are sewing the cable.
Принято.
Can you fold it? Copy.
Нет, не хочу.
No,
По центру.
retrieve it. It should be in the center.
Так, я вижу, давай, мне удобнее. Давай, закрывай.
It is more convenient for me here. Yes, go ahead and close it here. Yes, it is closed.
Кабель уложен.
The cable is sewed.
Распаковываем. Готовы
We are ready.
открыть рукоятку.
Open the handle here.
При этом
Go ahead.
внимательно наблюдайте, чтобы
Be careful
на
and
предмет наличия капель.
please look for any drops of moisture.
Так что Сергей получится.
Beware of that. Okay.
А потом с ней двигаться еще. Да.
Yes, we will have to move with it later on. Yes, I'm ready.
Взял. Да, закрыл. Вернее, открыл.
Yes, I
Открываем.
closed it. I opened it. Demoing that I cannot see the cable.
Принято.
Отсутствует капли на...
Принято.
There are no drops, no moisture. Copy.
Тогда штрафуем.
Yeah, there's a little bit. The connector is there is a little bit of moisture on the connector. I am not looking at the connector.
Большая влага, не касайся, не касайся.
I cannot see it here.
Сергей,
EV2. Yes, yes, and now
Сергей второй.
EV2.
Контролируешь панель.
You should monitor the panel, right? Yes, and EV1.
На желтом.
Yes, EV1. Can you use the GoPro camera and take pictures of that?
Разъемы, которые...
The connectors that are on the module itself, correct?
Да, да,
Yes.
все верно, на самом модуле.
Панели.
Or the connectors on the panel itself,
Камеру включил.
on the unit. Okay, GoPro camera is activated, and I'm taking
Насчет пока светло.
videos.
Через 4 минуты настанет тень.
In 4 minutes, we will have eclipse.
Так, выключаю камеру.
So the camera is off, OFF now.
Камера выключена.
The camera is off.
Возвращаю на место.
I'm retrieving it to its location,
Принято.
putting it back.
Взял панель.
Now,
Можно перемещать его.
can we move the panel?
Приступайте к фиксации на гермоконтейнере.
Yes, start securing the panel, guys. You know,
1 hour, 52 minutes into the spacewalk, Ryzhikov and Kud-Sverchkov continue to demate connectors in the replacement of a fluid regulator component on the Zarya module, the first task of today's spacewalk, which also featured the validation of the Poisk module as an airlock for today's spacewalk and those to be conducted out of the Russian segment in the future until the arrival of the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module to be launched next year from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan. The International Space Station is about to cross the northern coast of Africa over Libya, soon to pass over the Mediterranean,
not.
and then over Greece, just south of Athens.
You know, there is the wire inside the wire, total. That's why it was very hard to pull aside. I am holding it. It's great. Three knots here. Now we will have actually to secure the new panel. Okay, so I released the old tether, correct? What tether are you talking about? No, not yet. We have one more tether, and we will secure it. Okay, don't release it yet. No, we need 2 points of contact, so to say. Yep. Yes, I have released it here. You know, Sergey, you can actually hook the adjustable tether to the handrail of the container, so it is not in the way for you. So which one tether you're talking about? Which one adjustable? EV1. You have adjustable tether that you are holding with your left hand. You can secure it to the airtight container handrail on the upper or on the lateral one. Yes, I have secured it there. It is a new one. We will have use of it later. The panel should be secured with a tether, guys. You're in the wrong configuration. And the second contact point should be inaudible. Now you can let the tether go. It will be just connected with a wire. The panel should be on the wire and on the tether, guys. There should be 2 points of contact there. Unintelligible. I am ready to open the cover. Moscow, is it a go to open the cover? Yes, you can open the door of the airtight container. Copy in work. One lock is open. The other lock is open. So one is open. Both locks are open. Okay, it's about to open the door of the airtight container. Unintelligible. Yeah, let's open the door. It wouldn't budge. But the locks are off, correct? Yes, the lock is off, and latch is open.
Посмотрите, может быть, какой-то винт еще держит.
Well, maybe it is the bolt is still holding it. On my side, they are free. I suggest Sergey inaudible.
Ребят,
Guys,
да, принято, ребят.
guys,
Смотрите, у нас по периметру
look
крышки
along the perimeter of the door. Moscow, how do you copy us? ED1.
Ребят, по периметру
Guys,
12 болтов.
there are a few bolts along the perimeter. Please check that they all are they're all free. Unintelligible. What kind of head size is needed here? Let me check.
Ребят,
Guys. Go ahead, Moscow.
болты на фланце.
The bolts on the flange are not unscrewed, right? They are still screwed in. Yes, they are still screwed in.
Сейчас будет еще перерыв связи.
So we will have a short form dropout very soon. Guys, how do you copy us on the ground? Yeah. We copy you loud and clear. So on the door of the airtight container, there are 17.
This is Mission Control Houston, having passed the 2-hour, 1-minute mark into today's spacewalk. Sergey Ryzhikov and Sergey Kud-Sverchkov continue work to install a replacement fluid regulator unit on the Zarya module of the International Space Station. Today's spacewalk also accomplished the validation of the Poisk module as an airlock for future Russian spacewalks through a successful depressurization, repressurization, and leak check on the hatch for the airlock portion of the Poisk module. that leak check. You see the series of steps that were conducted earlier today. The spacewalk actually getting underway at 9:12 a.m. Central Time, 10:12 a.m. Eastern Time, with the initial opening of the hatch to Poisk.
Мне кажется, можно затрудниться толпить. Везде стоит на двух сторонах.
Unintelligible. ED2, Moscow. You know, in your liquid garment temperature is only 12. So what is the position of your temperature controller? Maybe you should place it in position 0 or maybe 1. 1 will be better probably. ED2, Moscow.
Давай включим опять АСТР.
Okay, let us deactivate ISTR.
Тумблер тепло-холод нейтральным.
You know, put the switch, the temperature control switch in the neutral position, and ISR it does not impact anything, so let us leave it as is.
Ну и скажи, пока пауза, просто экран тепло.
So, Sergey, can you tell us what the position of your temperature control switch right now? inaudible.